Welcome to Humanity Unboxed. Happy birthday, Michael Magrutsche. It's
Thank you,
lovely,
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I
lovely
love
to
my
spend the
life.
day.
Thank you. I'm very happy to actually get to live this long on this planet and enjoy and learn
Yeah,
more about heaven on earth and meet you and meet all my friends and have the interaction and I think the ritual of the birthday, right?
yes, but
It's
share it,
blowing
please,
out the
because
life.
it's lovely.
It's okay. So when you have a cake with a candle, you blow out the past, letting go, which everybody talks about now about letting go. So you let go because you're not the same person that you were yesterday. You're
Yeah,
not the same person that you were a year ago. Definitely not. So
no,
you let that go, and then you nurture it yourself with for a few sweet future with some sweets or a bread. In the pagan days was a bread, loaf, and
yeah,
and yet with sweets and nourishing food, that you can actually take the future on and have enough power to digest it.
yeah. Oh, lovely. And
Yeah.
and are you having cake today? You're gonna have to have
No,
cake.
no, I'm gonna hate cake today. No, no, I'm always with the people and everything. So, you know,
Yeah, good, good. Well,
I'm not making a birthday party, but I will have
yeah,
a piece of cake, definitely,
yes,
because I like that ritual.
yeah,
It's an ancient. It's like the ritual of sharing food.
yeah,
So archetypal. And if
mm,
you just go and says, "Oh, I would just slam that down and get a Michelin food," that's
yeah.
not gonna work. It's
No.
just
Well, this is the
enjoyment.
thing with rituals, isn't it? If we're
Yeah,
not aware, if we're not doing it consciously,
yeah,
then it's not really worth doing.
exactly.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah. So it is nice to be present within the ritual and have an awareness of the meanings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not just blow out the candle
No,
and
no. It can be a
get the
bit stressful
cake.
sometimes,
This is
actually.
almost no. This is almost like I don't feel like eating a candle, but on birthday I have to eat a candle. I have to eat a
Cake.
cake.
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly. So we have now moved into a new season. We are just about to full moon tomorrow, just after your birthday, full moon in Capricorn. Um, so the season is ending. Well, the doors to entering the wisdom seekers for this next season is closing tomorrow, and it's all about mastery. And I'm going to love talking to you about mastery this season because I remember it quite well when we did this last year, around the same time. The theme was also mastery, as it is every year. And yeah, we're not the same people at all. I can clearly vouch for that.
Oh, just look at our thing. This is like our
Yeah,
our journal, like your journal. This is our we have
yeah,
the luxury to have a video journal every week,
yeah.
but you just brought out your journal,
Actually, yeah,
and I love it. I love it. I think it is such a because sometimes you want to go back and say, where did I come in? How did we look when we started this? I mean, we have
yeah,
56 or 55 episodes already
yeah, yeah.
every week. So where do we come from? And the realization that we don't run out. We would be the first that says, hey, we have nothing to say. It's finite. Let's
We are complete, but we are never complete
never,
because this is
never.
the whole thing of mastery, though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
There's no outcome to say now you are a
It's not
master of.
finite. It's not fine. When you get the mastery certificate in a trade, it's finite, kind of. You have the systemic again here. The system says, okay, you're a master of painting, a master of this.
But you never are,
You
even
never,
in that context,
because you can't
even in a
force it.
system we can't be, because what if you want to do murals, or
Yeah,
what if you want to evolve within your painting? I think education is a great example.
yeah,
You finish school and now you're this or something, or you have a university degree, and then
yeah,
you have to go and learn the trade or the job or
yeah,
the the concept of putting it into the world.
yeah. This
And
is what
that's
education
it.
became
Mm,
because it didn't update. This is what you go in education, and then all these super, companies
Yeah.
are actually coaching you. You have 2 weeks where they totally, in 2 weeks, they do what you learned in Harvard, at Cambridge, for years and years. And in 2 weeks, they say, come on, let's do it. This is how we do. This is our culture. This is what we always look forward. I mean, if you go to Apple, you get trained. You get trained of what they expect, or Google, or anywhere.
Yeah.
Whatever you
And
get.
yet you need to evolve within that role, because if you don't
Exactly.
evolve, then the
Yeah,
company dies, or the
because
business.
a
Yeah.
year lecture, a lecture that someone would get a year ago is not the lecture they get now.
No.
So it's life isn't finite, and I say the mastery starts the moment when you repeat the process. So let's say you're a carpenter, you know how to carpent, and you know how to thing,
Yeah.
and then the second, if you do a table and then you do another table, there is awareness gained, because the highest awareness you gain from experience.
Yeah.
And so your mastery starts with the second table.
Mm.
I mean, you can start the mastery if you're very aware, but let's say you see the difference, the duality, saying, when I did I did the legs like this, and now I do the legs like that.
Mm.
So there is a mastery, and then you say, oh, I'm doing that. And oh my God, the third table, everybody said the legs are beautiful of that table.
Yeah.
And so you become mastery. What would I say is mastery in other words? I'm looking for another word. It's like, it's right. Your development in a craft or in a art, your
Yeah.
personal development, because one master is good at legs, the other master is good at tabletops. It's just,
But also, can I offer the word evolvement
yeah, yes, you
to,
can.
instead of,
Oh my
yeah,
God, yes, you can.
develop?
Yeah,
um, I think there are so many misconceptions
exactly.
around mastery and how everybody needs to be good at one thing. And I think
Yeah,
you and I very much agree on, there's a one-on-one element that comes
yeah,
out, that sometimes we can do everything just to get an idea what we like, and we can maybe even
yeah,
be good at most of it. And so there's a favorite saying of
yeah.
mine.
Master of many. Yeah, right.
That's it, yes. Jack of
The
all
master
trades. But the full quote. So the full quote is Jack of all trades,
traits.
master of none, though
Yeah,
oftentimes better than a master of one.
exactly.
And Shakespeare said this,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah,
Um, and this is what he did. He was the actor, he did the screenplay, he did the costumes, he did
yeah.
everything,
He
so that
did the advertising, everything. Yeah.
get an idea of it. And
Mhm.
I don't know how well he did at the other stuff, but we're still talking about him a couple of years later.
Yeah.
So,
Only a
you know,
couple.
only a
Only
couple.
two. Only 3 years later.
Yeah. So
Yeah. It's
there's a lot of depth in moving away from perfection. This is the point I'm coming towards.
of the yeah, and the finite thing of, now we gonna do this, and now you always have to do this, and this is actually
Yeah.
what holds us back. You
Yeah.
know, this is what holds
Exactly.
us back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we always have done it like this, or a billion people said the same things, they believe the same thing. Doesn't make it right.
No,
Doesn't make it
exactly. And it
truth.
doesn't work. So it's never worked, but we've always done it this way. So, maybe we should change it. Maybe
Yeah,
we should try something else.
yeah.
Um, and this is,
And it's always holding us because it loads the gun.
yeah,
When all the people say, yes, we believe in this, the earth is flat, and everybody, and the people are actually punishing you if you say the earth
yeah,
is round. And when they all say that the earth is flat, then you push against something of the truth that we said. It's a vibration of
yeah,
truth, and you push against it, and then it has to blow up, like what it does now in
mm,
the whole world. We try to be all systemically one, all
mm,
the same. All women are supposed to do this, all men. And then it breaks already through when you say, oh, he's gay. Oh my God. Then he's
mm,
transsexual. It breaks through because force the we always have done it. There only were two sexes. We always have done it like that, and therefore, but we constantly change. We change beliefs. We change attitudes. We change knowledge. Technology changes. I mean, a half-life of knowledge is, I think, 40 years.
Well, yeah, we've gone crazy
from quantum
in technology in
Newtonian
time.
physics to quantum physics to quantum.
And now I think it's going to. I mean, Uranus just moved into Gemini on Monday, so you'll see it'll now even go a lot faster in the aspect of communication. But I mean, it only changes if we're doing it right. Things only change if we're doing it right. The same with science. Science is being seen as a religion.
It's a religion.
Yeah.
It's a religion.
And the point of science is for it to change. We are supposed to be learning more, to be more aware.
From science, we should not get a direction from science. We should learn. I said, hey, when you feel sick in the morning, it can have this, and this happens, and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't say that. It says 3 things, and that's it, and take this pill and be happy.
But in the meantime, it could be a planet that exploded. I don't know, something that's completely...
So why? The thing is, okay, that happens. Why does that happen? You know, and how does it happen? It's so how does this happen? And help people that cannot be scientists. You should have them that the science masters, the mastery of scientists, tell the people to balance humanity. I think it's like not to be overwhelmed when dandelions overrun your lawn and you have all these dandelions, but give you the understanding that dandelions are very helpful to humans.
Yeah, amazing.
And they love to grow. Yeah. Oh, it's there. And we should. There's no should, but it's like shit. So to understand, it's yes. On the one side, there is you don't want the yellow flowers, you want just a green lawn, but from nature, which you are part of, there's a reason why they are procreating so much. So don't poison them. You know, don't weed them out. And probably there's some natural thing. And that's what science should do, to balance us in the human centricity.
Yeah.
In the
but
nature,
to understand, to create a bigger awareness of the fact that we don't have all the facts. I saw this beautiful thing, and you just reminded me of it. It was a little short. I don't know if you know who Alan Watts was. Yeah. So it was a talk of his or something, but they played it against an animation, and there was what do you call it? A dandelion, you know, when it makes the fluff.
Yeah.
And he was standing in a field, and this dandelion fluff, I don't know, came past, and he caught it on the stem, and he was holding it, and he was playing with the awareness that it felt like this dandelion was trying to get away because it was obviously swaying in the wind. And then he caught himself, and because he said, you know, it's almost like it's an insect, like when you caught a daddy long legs and it's trying to get away.
Yeah.
And he was like, but why do we perceive it as being different than an insect? It's also it's moving with the wind. It's like someone that has a sail up on a boat instead of rowing it, you know. So it's also a living, conscious thing. It's
everything is conscious.
Yeah.
You know, everything is conscious.
Yeah.
Everything is conscious. I mean, we are conscious that we are conscious. I mean, we are not totally conscious, but we are on the path of becoming more conscious because we know that everything is conscious.
Yeah.
That everything is. Everything has a soul. Whatever we create. I mean, I feel that AI has. We have proven to ourselves that AI has a soul. I mean, it's we create that, and it becomes itself. It isn't as us. It isn't as It isn't like. But it is an extension of our. See, the consciousness created the brain created AI. So it's an extension of our consciousness.
Yeah, I struggle with that.
It doesn't mean our No, it doesn't mean it's like
no,
because we are higher form. You know, we are
but there's no consciousness. There is a regurgitation of Master.
Expansion, I say expression of consciousness, because the brain is an expression, the body is an expression of consciousness, right? Of our whole consciousness. And what we create with it is an even further, we go deeper.
But it is finite. It is within a system.
Yes and no. With AI, it's not a hammer. A hammer is what you say is finite. But since AI is connected with mind and with history of many, I mean, I can't say it's not finite.
Yeah.
I know all the limitations of it, but I know its expression. I mean, like the art is an expression of the consciousness, not of us.
Yeah.
It's, we are part of it, and through us it comes through. But I could never say that a work of art is what I created. I can say this very surfacey. On the surface, yeah, I created it. Obviously, you see me painting. But I could never, because I've done so much creation in my life. Where the hell does this come from? Why don't I have ever a creative blockage? I'm not wanting it, but I never had a creative blockage, ever.
Because you free yourself from the outcome, It's only, or I suspect that it's only when we think we have to deliver a certain thing that we have a block.
A finite outcome, where we have to deliver a finite outcome. You have to paint a Madonna, and she has to be like Mary, and she has to be this, and she has to be Catholic, and she has to be this and this and this, and you create that. That's all limitations of your expression.
But if you free yourself from the limitations of expression, which is very difficult, because often you need to sell that painting, or you need to publish a thing, or you need to do, so there is a level of judgment that comes in, whether it's an expected judgment from outside or inherently from you, really, because you are the only thing that exists in this process, or that you can experience.
And there's an advantage and disadvantage of the outcome, because there was I think they still do it. It's the like a half a meter or 30, 20, I don't know, 12 inches. Dyslexic with measurements. I'm showing you. It's like this, and there is the eggs in New York, and the eggs in New York, they had the most famous artists, and I think it was so revealing that you can see who is the artist and who is just by name an artist. Because what artists did, to get their voice on the egg was just brilliant. I mean, I was blown away by the creativity, because they were forced to have to be creative to put their creative voice on the egg or on the cows, the cow thing. And I find, first also, it's very cute. It's very human. It's like all of it. You see all these art cows all over, and it was just for a thing. It wasn't permanent. And it brought color. It brought the expression from the individual artist, and the difference that everything is different. In this case, I like the context. That there was a given context. You couldn't do a square. You have to do an egg.
But that's context, not limitation, right?
Yeah.
It could be seen the other way, though. Yeah. If you are not open to expression.
Yeah, I mean, it's like even the canvas is a context, right?
Yeah.
Because I said, Michelle, express yourself, and here's a canvas.
But it can be this big, or it can be that big. So which one is, yeah.
It could be square, it could be a round canvas, it could be any. But the stuff is, it's like the balance between the two, and also what you're drawn to. Because I did 3,000 paintings. I have about that. I have no desire for the last 2 or 3 years to touch anything unless I think if you say to me, Michaell, I have an idea what I could do. I sketch something out. I use it as my tool, but I've no to push paint. I love pushing paint. The push of the paint with the thing.
Yeah.
I have no draw to
Mm.
it. I have no draw there. Perhaps it's coming. I'm totally open.
Yeah.
But I did music. I'm moving always to the expression of self, not the expression of, of what is my mastery.
Yeah.
What I don't have a mastery.
Or you have all mastery.
I have
Yeah.
all mastery.
You are mastering you.
With every focus, my mastery rises because I see the interconnection is the same. So I see music and painting as the same. Many people see it as the same. I mean, I listen to music, I can tell the parts. And a lot of people do it like that. I think Sylvester Stallone was an actor, and he's a painter.
Yeah, but so this is the thing about mastery, though. Coming back to this question that we have, what if mastery is not mine to own? So with that I mean, what if my mastery isn't painting? What if my mastery is being me and I paint and I do music and I write and I connect with people or whatever it is. So to own a mastery is almost to limit yourself.
I have to tell this truck driver to move his truck. He's parking in the red lane.
So rude. I mean, really.
No, it's like, and they leave the air conditioner on and everything. So and it's not even hot here. It's really, it's not. So I have to, when he looks, he turned it off. Good. Thanks for turning it off.
There you go. Yeah. So that's what I mean with it's not mine, mastery. I think the concept of mastery can limit us in that it becomes restrictive as to, I did something well, or I should be this one thing, but I don't want to. I don't identify with only being one thing. It comes back to this multi-potentialite.
We are all one. We are all one. That's why it's me. It has to be me, my expression. No, it's only you to find your core that connects with others.
Yeah.
Because if I find my essence and you find yours, we understand each other better.
Yeah.
But if I think I need to be this superstar and you need to be that superwoman, we systemically we can never connect. We can connect by going inside and deeper. And then also then I'm my puzzle piece, and then you are your puzzle piece. And by comprehending, I said I don't have to adapt to Michelle. I know what puzzle piece I am, but I don't like black. And you say I love black. It doesn't make a difference. It has no. Yeah. But if I wouldn't be knowing myself, I would say, I don't know. I wouldn't even say that you have black on it and say, that's bad. I wouldn't even. I would just accept it and feel in the dissonance.
Yeah, because you don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to create the container that is you separate from me, because you don't need to.
I embrace the difference between you and me. I think that's the most beautiful thing, that we are all unique in one. And I also look at people where the one-on-one is. Even if that person is total system relevant, I said every person is one-on-one, and every person is so thing. And in that one-on-one is we are one. In that one-on-one, and then say, the consciousness comes through him in this way, or it comes to her in that way. And it's a reflection of me because I'm the person there in my life, So
in that we don't need the labels. We don't need to say, you're a man, you're a woman, you're trans, you like wearing dresses.
I say it always with you. I always say that you're a woman. I always say it. I never looked at you. I mean, I see you're a woman, but I'm not saying, Michelle is a woman first.
No.
It's like, no. You're woman second, third,
Yeah. and that also depends on what is a woman. How do
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
experience
Then you have
that
to define woman.
concept? Yeah,
Yeah. It's just a different species. It's just a different monkey. So it's just
yeah, different monkey.
yeah.
But we're all
No,
different
it's
monkeys.
just
Not all women are the same monkey either. Yeah,
yeah. No, everybody's just, no. This is I you know I learned from when I was trying to define it. The system trains
mm,
you. I try to define humans, what race, what gender, what nationality they are. I say, oh, the Swiss always do
yeah,
this, and the English do this, and we do that automatically because we're conditioned, and the system conditions us. Oh, the Brits again. The Brits do this. The Australians
yeah,
do that, and you have, and instantly you have no. They say you have no. What did it say? You have no feeling, or the Irish are
yeah,
rebellious and
yeah,
whatever. They're not
yeah,
rebellious. That how they are portrayed in the nationalities rebellious. I know Irish people that are super
yeah,
soft. They're
yeah,
pushovers. You
yeah.
know.
There are characteristics that may be explained,
Yeah.
through. I think we do carry memory, ancestral memory. Whether we
Yeah.
connect with it or not is a different question.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, to say I'm African, people go,
I would never even, because I don't know. I now met. I told
yeah,
you I had lunch and stuff. I
yeah.
was with her, and I met more. I think, but I don't see the difference because I did so many podcasts with South Africa. I don't see a difference
No,
at
but there
all.
is no difference. It's
There-
just the melanin,
There's no difference.
and there are many
It's like, well,
different
that's a
cultures.
lie that we live. That's a lie
Yeah.
we live. We live a
Oh
lie,
yeah.
and that never gets us to mastery, because if we live, we're going in the wrong direction. Of See, I have learned so much. Doing 500 podcasts
Mm,
or something with all over the world, because, and I was not aware of it. I was not aware of speaking. I wasn't. I told you I went to Toastmaster and flunked all these Toastmasters. I looked for the right. I said, "Oh, you have to look for the right club
yeah.
for you," and I couldn't do anything because I had to
Mm,
regurgitate, and you know how it is for dyslexics to
yeah.
regurgitate. And then I've learned more about humans, being with humans, than anything.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even recall to you learning. I couldn't what I learned. That who taught me the most. I couldn't tell me. I couldn't tell you because they're just reflections to me to trigger something in me. So I'm learning from
Yeah.
myself. I mean, that's how I see learning.
But so, and this, I love this because this is my issue with, oh, you got to do a course, or you got to do this, or you got to. It's not
Yeah,
about the stuff that you are learning. It's about what it awakes in you, because you have that
experience.
wisdom.
Yeah,
It's a wisdom trigger, learning, and
yeah.
you can have the exact same content taught by how many ever people.
50,
Yeah,
50,000 people.
but
Yeah,
there will be one that stands out because there's a connection, and it speaks to you in a certain way because
yeah,
you can connect to the person
yeah.
that's delivering it. And yet
And
it's
just
just knowledge. The wisdom comes from your
yeah.
experience in the learning process. I mean, I love learning. I spent 10 years.
Oh, I learned my
I
whole
mean, yeah,
life. I never stopped learning.
yeah,
But I don't see, I did this course, and this course, you know, transformed me and
yeah,
whatever. No,
yeah,
there's never that. I take from you, I take from them, I take from
mm,
them, and it make clear. It's the dialogue. Our second superpower, after creativity, the dialogue, is that we clarify our life
mm,
experience, what we learn from life. You actually learn only from living life, not
yeah,
from being in your head.
no,
You know,
no,
you can prep yourself into being in the head and understanding it, but then you still compare, because if you read Know Thyself and you never experience Know Thyself, you know,
no. You can't know yourself if
it's a
you
word,
don't
it's a
experience it. I
sentence.
mean, there has to be
Yeah,
an interaction with the world for you to know
it's
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. because it wouldn't be a feedback. It wouldn't be so. And then we come into mastery again. So it couldn't be. So sentences are nothing.
Yeah.
Sentences and things are nothing. They are guidance. They guide you into a direction. Since we have 8 billion 101s,
Yeah. We are the masters of ourselves. That's the only master we can practice.
Exactly. We're actually the master of
Yeah.
ourselves, of our 101ers. And with that comes mastery for the whole.
Yes, because it's not mine.
Because when
It's ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we all creating mastery. Interesting. Huh? I didn't know that.
No, you see? There we go. The proven fact.
Yeah.
It's science, Michael, really.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
You can only see it here on Humanity Unboxed. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why we unbox it. Because, from boxing comes self-destruction.
No.
We don't want that.
No, we want open borders. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on your birthday.
Thank you.
And I hope you have an amazing day. Yes. And may there be many more happy years to come.
Yes.
We will see each other again next week. I have scheduled it and I cannot remember, but we will do it. I think it's Monday.
Yeah. I don't know.
See you then.